nakumbuka katika the ruling of the late President Moi, kuna some of the things that as a country or as a person ungeweza kuyaongelea, but you can see the freedom that says anyone can wake up and write something on social media, on can comment or anything on, like at the end of the day unaambia kwamba it is a constitutional right of freedom of speech or anaweza kaongea anything bora si kitu ambacho maybe tuseme inaenda it is a hate speech or what, but yes, we have that freedom of speech. Yes.
Kuna mambo mengi sana baba alifanya katika hii nchi, kuanzia pale alipoanza masuala ya siasa ama masuala ya uongozi. Amefanya mambo mengi sana by the kufikia mpaka sasa hivi, na ndiposa unaona kila mtu anahisi kwamba kuna kitu ambacho amepoteza. Ambapo ni maisha ama ni uongozi wake Raila Amolo Odinga. Na kuna mambo mengi sana pia tunamkumbuka kwake. Tunakumbuka this aspect of tunasema kujitolea na sacrifice ambayo pia alikujinyima, ambapo alijinyima ili kwa mfano katika uongozi ambapo alikuwa anahisi kwamba mimi nimeshinda, mimi ndo nafaa kuwa katika kile kiti, lakini most of the time tumemwona kwamba ametoka, wamesalimiana, ndo ile tunaita sana handshake. Wameingia katika handshake. Kuingia katika hizo handshake, most of the time baba amekuwa criticized siku nyingi sana. Muangalie wasikia watu
can say the first criticize baba alipata. Do you remember the 2007, I think it was the first handshake that baba did. Yes, wakati ambapo the hayati Rais Mwai Kibaki baba alifanya the first handshake.
Yes, after the 2007 elections.
Exactly. Yes. And then people took it lightly, maybe baba ni mtu ambaye alikuwa anapenda peace, unaona, hataki maneno mengi, the political wrangles and all that. And then it came the 2017, the 2017. Again the same thing happened. You get, akakuwa na ile the handshake with the Rais mstaafu Uhuru Kenyatta. And then before that walikuwa na kwamba baba anapenda broad based and all that, but what I can say is baba is someone mwenye alikuwa anapenda peace. And I don't want to call it premonition, but a few months before baba's death, baba amekuwa na handshake pia na the ruling government. So that can tell you a lot about this person. Si yule mtu mwenye alikuwa na tamaa ya kuwa tu kiongozi ama kukalia kile kiti cha urais. Huyu ni mtu ambaye alikuwa anataka is a leader. You know, mtu ambaye ni kiongozi ni yule ambaye anakuonyesha njia ya kufuata. Nyinyi ni watoto wangu, fuateni njia fulani. You get. So naweza sema kwa sasa tuwezi sema kwamba ni chama cha ODM peke yake ama chama cha Wiper ama chama fulani, but ingelikuwa ni vyema kama hizi chama zote ama wale ambao watakuwa wapinzani ambao wanakuja waweze tu kuiga mfano wake hayati Raila Odinga. And I hope kuanzia hapo kuendelea we shall have a peaceful Kenya.
Okay, yes. That's amazing by the way, because there's a lot to learn about the leadership of Baba. There's a lot to learn from resilience to sacrifice.
Yes.
There's a lot to learn. Si lazima kwamba ati kwa sababu unahisi kwamba wewe ndo ulishinda ama unahisi kwamba hivi ndo inatakiwa kuwa ukwamilie pale. Yeah, there's a lot you need to check into, like the issues of is this for the peace of the nation? Ama chenye nachofanya kinafaidi nini nchi? Ama kina madhara gani katika nchi? Kwa sababu ukiangalia mara nyingi sana ndiposa baba ingie katika handshake, unapata kwamba most of the time nchi imefikia pale pabaya. Unapata kwamba maandamano, unapata kwamba tumepoteza wananchi, unapata mambo mengi, we've lost property and so forth. So inafikia mahali baba anaketi chini, ingawaje kuna wengine ambao wanamwambia kwamba no, kazia hapo, usitoke. Don't give up, tuendelee hivyo. Manake wapo viongozi wengi sana hivi wako kwenye wengine wako kwenye serikali ambao kama ingekuwa ni wao, kama ingekuwa like kwa mfano baba angependa sana kuwasikiza wale. Ingekuwa pengine kama ni inchi kwa sasa tungekuwa we do not have a country as of now, because they are like ni watu ambao walikuwa nahisi kwamba mimi nakwamilia hapo sitoki. Baba umeshinda na umeshinda, you cannot do anything else, you must go. So but inafika mahali kwamba Raila Amolo Odinga hayati kwamba anafika mahali anasema kwamba for the sake of the country, for the generations to come, anaingia katika handshake.
Trish, you've just spoke about the maandamano and something like that.
Yes.
I think we can put it in a better way, or rather a better term, as Raila's effect. When I talk nikisema about Raila's effect, ni kama ile nguvu ama msukumo fulani ambayo baba alikuwa nayo, ile yenye baba angesimama na aseme now Kenyans, kama mimi baba nimesema we are going this way, we are doing this way, and that is what Kenyans could literally follow. But at the same time kuna wale ambao wanasema kwamba the Raila's effect iliweza sana kuleta shida ama taifa kumwaga damu, kitu kama hicho, ambayo kwa sasa sitaweza kuisema sana hewani, lakini ni jambo ambalo limekuwa likisemekana sana katika mitandao ya kijamii. Sasa sijui kama wewe mwanahabari mwenza, sijui una yepi ya kusema
kuhusiana na Raila's effect?
Yes.
Well, ambacho naweza kusema kwa sasa, kwa sababu unajua mara nyingi sana tunasema kwamba mfu huwa alaumiwi. Yeah, so most of the time I would say is Raila akitokea katika maandamano, ni kweli alikuwa na mvuto fulani, kwamba akisema tunaenda hivi, kweli watu walikuwa natokea twende hivyo. Yeah, and that is the reason why nimesema kwamba ilifikia mahali akaona kwamba ule uvuto ako nao, ile nguvu ambayo ako nao, kwamba leo hii akisimama kwenye microphone na aseme kwamba Wakenya naomba twende hivi, Wakenya walikuwa nasikia. Wakati nadhani kwamba baadaye baba wakati alirealize initially kidogo mambo yalikuwa yanafanyika, unashindwa like tuko wapi, lakini ilifikia mahali kwamba nahisi kwamba baba alifika mahali aka realize the power that he has, such that akaona kwamba if he doesn't do something, that power is going to ruin the country. Hivyo ndo mimi nahisi kwamba, so wakati alirealize kwamba akisema hivi kunafanyika, ndipo sasa ilikuwa inafikia mahali inabidi kwamba anaketi chini, ananyamaza kwanza.
I think there is a time hata nimekuambia the same thing, nikakwambia baba was a peacemaker. The fact that before his death alikuwa make sure kwamba make peace with the current president, that really shows baba alikuwa nani. Unaona, you can imagine at the current the mood of the nation, alafu ingekuwa kwamba God forbid hakungekuwa na that peace talk yenye walikuwa nayo, or rather let me call it the broad-based government, I think right now a lot could have been happening in Kenya. But the fact that baba was mtu mwenye alikuwa anapenda hiyo peace, akamake sure kwamba before, I don't know, is it a premonition or something like that, the peace zenye amemeza kumake na wale ambao labda walikuwa na mgwaruzano kwa sababu ya kisiasa, kuanzia kwa hayati Mwai Kibaki, mwenye amekuwa kwa sasa tena Uhuru Kenyatta, hayati Moi. Yeah, it can really tell you about who baba was, or yes.
And it is something that most of the leaders need to emulate. Yeah, wafuatilie pale, mtu pia ujue kwamba it's not about me. It reaches a point whereby unaamua kwamba it is for the peace of the country. It is for the sake of the future generation. Yeah, the generations to come, watapata inchi ambayo inakaa vipi. Alafu pia kuna the aspect of that effect of baba, and especially in monitoring what governance in our country. Kuna vile pia huo uwezo ama hiyo nguvu ilisaidia sana nchi yetu, kwa sababu viongozi ambao the presidents ambao wamekuwa katika uongozi, inafikia mahali unapata kwamba there were some things they could not do. wakikumbuka kwamba baba yupo. So there were some things ilikuwa inafika mahali wanasema
well, no Trish, what I believe in politics, kama mtu ni mpinzani na akiamua kwamba anaenda kufanya kitu fulani, whether baba was there or not, people used to do, not unless wale ambao walikuwa katika mrengo wa baba ambao ni mrengo wa ODM au ndio ungesema kwamba ongeza kufuata. You've seen a lot of things happening wakati kulikuwa na multipartyism happen and everything. Huyu angeza kuongea hiki, yule mwingine anaongea hiki. So it is not really everyone that used to follow what baba said, but I can say the diehards and everything. You know, right now ndio tunapata kwamba the nation ama taifa limeweza ungana kwa sababu ya nini? Kumuomboleza Raila Odinga. Lakini lazima tu kulikuwa na those, you know, vile zilikuwa zina happen, si ndio? Taarifa tumeweza kuzifanya zikienda hewani and all that. So the shift ilikuwa ina happen, but I thank that Kenyans, like kwa sasa tumeweza kuungana, and I can say it is sorrowful, tumekuwa united during this somber mood, but anyway, we wish that Baba's soul to rest in peace and everything. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I like it. And there's also one thing that is also coming out. This aspect of, I feel like Baba kufikia hapo alikuwa amefanya kazi yake. Like what you have said, it's like he saw this coming, and first of all he started by making peace with the leaders.
Yes.
Especially the sitting president and the sitting administration. Let me use the word administration.
Yes.
Yeah, he made a peace.
Yeah.
And also, I think so far for you to realize that Baba had already felt like he had done it. Look at what happened. There is a generation just before now Raila passes on, the generation Z.
Gen
that
Z.
is Gen Z.
Yes.
Came up. People who could just go beyond what the screens are showing. Yeah, to ensure that wanachunguza zaidi matumizi ya pesa za umma, wanachunguza zaidi uongozi kwa jumla. Unaona? That means, because okay, I know before people used to come out and protest, people used to point out where they see errors in terms of the leadership, where they see shortcomings in terms of leadership. But now there has come a time, the Gen Z revolution that has come. It is a fact that somehow, because if you sit down with a majority of these young men,
the Gen Zs,
the young men and women, they will tell you somehow Baba inspired me.
Yeah,
Baba inspired me. Baba made me realize that there's something called my constitutional rights. Baba made me understand that my vote is important. You get some of them, a majority of them will come out and tell you that the Baba effect, how Baba really inspired them. And now we have reached to a point of realization as a country that there is something that we can do.
And never forget one thing, Baba was never a quitter.
True.
Baba never akwa quit. Like when him say, Trish, Baba angeenda kwa votes, kwa poll, our vote and everything, results ziko out, IBC announce kwamba so and so ndio amekuwa the presidential winner. Baba fight for his right, anakuambia no elections ziliweza kufanywa blah 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 blah. And ingeenda hadi ifike mahakamani, and then the Supreme Court maybe ingeifanya null or anything could happen. So yeah, Baba was never a quitter. And vlomesema to something to learn, I can also add never to quit. Yes. The courage to push on. Like, I want something. Tuseme ninataka hiyo desktop, I'm going for that desktop. Kuna a lot of obstacles hapa katikati, imenishikilia and so and so and so, but that is what I want and that is what I'm going to get it. You get? Despite the fact that out of all that yenye amepitia, hajapata hiyo fursa ya kuweza kukalia kile kiti cha urais. Lakini what I know, or rather what I believe, is that wherever he is at the moment, his soul may rest in peace. Like, kuna ile satisfaction kenye Baba alitaka i happen, hata kama ija happen yote, but at least a quarter of it, kuna ile satisfaction.
Yeah, you know, I remember there's a song that he sang sometimes back, ile akisema kwamba anaiona ile inji, anaona pale ambapo Wakenya tunafaa kufika, anapaona ambapo tunatakiwa kufika, ila yeye anaweza kosa kufika, lakini tukifika kule itakuwa ni raha yake. Sisi kama Wakenya wakifika kule ilikuwa ni, so this place that he is talking about is a country of peace, is a country that the leadership that is there respects the rights of the citizens of that country. What he was envisioning is a country which is democratic enough. It's a country where everybody could get their rights. That is what he was envisioning. Yes, he said, I may not reach there with you, together with you, but I can see it. So it's a sign.
Don't you think whatever Baba alieka in form of a song, or rather, yes, don't you think a quarter, like on a scale of 10, don't you think a fifth or rather fourth of what Baba had wished is what is happening right now at the moment? Like, let's say financially speaking, economically speaking, don't you think Baba has left a nation in a good state? Ama sasa ndio mambo inaenda kwa.
Okay. What I would say, Kenya naweza sema ni kwamba tuko katika safari, tuko katika njia, because kama vile alivyokuwa akisema kwamba anapaona pale ambapo tunapoelekea, na lakini tunaweza kosa kufika naye, but
don't you think tunakaribia kufika? Like,
I feel like we are somehow heading there. I feel like we are heading there. And you know why I'm saying so? Yes. I'm looking at the realization, because you know the journey to that place, the journey to a place, to a government whereby to a government that respects human rights.
Yes.
A journey to that administration that fights corruption, a journey to that to that administration that will consider its citizens in terms of ensuring that there is equal opportunities of employment, something Baba was really fighting for. A place, the administration which will look at its people and ensure that the health sector is well looked into, it's well catered. Every Kenyan can be able to access medication. Everybody is able to access education. Every other person is able to get their meals every day. So that is what he was envisioning. And that's why I'm saying that we are on the way, because first of all, the realization, because you know, fighting for somebody who doesn't know that they are in problem is the biggest challenge. So I feel like Kenyans have reached at this point whereby they have realized what they have been lacking, first of all, and again they have seen how they can be able to get to where they are envisioning to be. That is what that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that tunaelekea, kwa sababu jambo la kwanza tumegundua, na Wakenya ndio maana nikiwaambia kwamba Wakenya waligundua. Angalia kupitia kwa Gen Z ambao most of the time they thought politics is for the old. You get? They thought now politics is for the old people. They are the people who make decisions, but yet you realize there are so many other decisions that relate to the youth, that affect, that touch your life as a young person. So most of the time, if you have not realized that, you realize that so many times the young people used to shy away from voting, from participating in these forums that shape decision making in the country. So you realize the youth never wanted to get involved in these conversations that are touching decisions making. They never wanted to give out their opinions. And mark you, these opinions are the ones that shape or they inform the decisions in this country. Yeah, so ukisikia kwamba kuna public participation, most of the time the young people will tell you, no, wacha hao waende. hao ndio kazi yao. So that fact that kufikia sasa kama wa Kenya ama like the first of all the young generation have realized and they have known the power that they have, because looking at the population, especially in our country so far, the young people's population is quite high.
Yes, true.
Is quite high, and that means decisions that are being made in these parliament buildings, decisions that are being made in these public offices, decisions that are made by the sitting in administration, they are decisions that also need to consider this big population, which is the young people. Which is the young people. So for us to get to where Baba envisioned us to be as a country, first of all, was for these young people also to realize the power they have, to realize the duty
of which I believe they've already realized that.
Yes, that's why I'm saying we are heading somewhere. Yeah, that's why I'm saying we are heading somewhere, because we have realized this. And actually the young people, and this is a call actually, like right now, as we are mourning Baba, one of the things that the young people need to do is the call to register for voting.
Oh yes, I agree.
Yeah, that is, if these young people really really appreciate and honor what Baba has done to this country. Kitu jambo la kwanza ni vijana wajitokeze, wachukue kura, ili waweze kukua na that tool ambao wataitumia kuendeleza.
And it is not only kuchukua kura, there is a very big difference. You can take the kura but you will not vote. So as much as the vijana watachukua kura, then they'll have to exercise their voting right. When the voting time comes, they go and vote, and not only just voting, but to vote in the right leader. The leader mwenye utaona kwamba si manifestos, I can call them plastic manifestos, you get. Anakuambia nikifika mahali fulani I'll do this and this and this and this, but by the time this person amesha clinch the seat, hautaweza kumwona. Kama ni mbunge, you'll never get to see that person. If it is the ward representative, you'll never get to see that person except during the public engagement or something like that. But kumuona mashinani, uweze kumwambia kwamba sisi kama the Gen Z, or rather as a community, as a nation, as something, we want this and this and this and this to be implemented, unapata kwamba inakuwa a bit, inakuwa tricky. So as much as Baba has left his legacy, umesema tu kama vijana, the current generation, and not only the Gen Zs, yes, kuna hawa millennials, the boomers, the X and all that, the generation yenye tuko sasa. During the coming general election, I believe that we are going to make a wise decision on those voting, or rather on those ballot boxes.
Actually, we are getting back to discuss more about voting and the registration for voting. Right now, I'd like our producer to take us to the streets. We want to see what is happening on the streets, and especially the roads heading to Kasarani. Of course, the major roads are Thika Super Highway. You can just show us what is happening on the streets as we head towards Kasarani. Like I can see Kenyans on border borders. Yeah, I can see traffic police with their cars there. Kenyans are walking.
Actually, there have been a lot of traffic.
Yes.
The Mombasa road imekuwa na lot of traffic kwa sababu ya the whatever, when walikuwa na carry the body of the Baba, watu na the army and all that. So kumekuwa na lot of traffic. I don't know if at the moment imeweza kupunguzwa or not. You can just check it out. And yes.
Well, looking at the streets, and especially from airport, as you get to town, of course traffic is massive there. Ya ukifika kule wewe jua tu traffic mingi sana kwa sababu watu wengi sana kwenye barabara. Ukienda pia katika upande wa Mombasa road vile vile, naona hali ya barabara si shwari. Watu ni wengi sana pale, kuna traffic. Ukipita pia sehemu za kuelekea pia pale town town pale CBD, watu wamekuwa wengi sana, because wapo wale ambao walikuwa nasubiria huku, wapo wale ambao walitangulia kwenda kule airport, wapo wale ambao wamekuwa tu wakisubiri huku kwa barabara. By the because we cannot all fit, atunge fit wote kule airport.
Should we also check about the Agwings Kodhek Road? Hii yenye inapass hivyo na pale karibu na Ali Funeral Home, au ni makafani ambayo ilikuwa inatarajiwa
Of course pale, yes, pale vile ukiangalia kuna traffic, kwa sababu magari yapo mengi sana pale, na ukiangalia pia watu wapo wengi sana. Kunao ambao walikuwa wanatarajia kwamba akiletwa kule ndo wataweza kupata nafasi ya kumuona. Manake watu wamekuwa wakingojea in strategic places, wakingoja kwamba wakisubiri kwamba ile gari ikipita pale ama msafara ukipita pale hivi watapata ile nafasi ya kuweza kushuhudia ambayo yanafanyika katika hali ya kumwomboleza mwenda zake Raila Amolo Odinga. So ukielekea katika, naona this is Southern Bypass, unaona pia watu wapo wengi sana jamani. Wakenya walimpenda kiongozi Raila Amolo Odinga. Ukielekea pia upande wa Thika Road, this also Thika Road, people are heading to Kasarani. By the way, it was a good idea, diverting this crowd to Kasarani and even doing the changes was quite a wise idea, because I think ingekuwa chaotic sana pale town,
pale parliament.
Yes, pale parliament, because
public viewing ilikuwa ifanyike parliament.
Yeah, because so many people woke up very early in the morning. Wengine hata walikuwa nafika pale kuanzia hata saa 10 asubuhi. Wanakuja kusubiria pale. Wengine wamefika baadaye. So ukiangalia the crowd there is quite big. And sasa hivi wameweza kujuzwa kwamba msafara unaelekea kule Kasarani.
Hivyo bado hawajafika Kasarani bado.
Watu wanaelekea, sijaweza kuona kwamba whether mwili wake Raila Amolo Odinga umeshafikishwa kule, but nikiangalia kwenye street both sides, like coming to town and getting out of town, the roads are full.
The roads are full.
Yes, the roads are full.
Initially kulikuwa na mamlaka ya usafiri wa anga nchini ambapo ilikuwa imetangaza kwamba ilikuwa imetangaza kusitishwa kwa muda kwa shughuli katika uwanja wa ndege wa kimataifa wa Jomo Kenyatta kufuatia tukio la kiusalama ambapo the crowd ilikuwa ime take over gates, take over the JKIA. I don't know kama kumeweza kukuwa na changes, kama hali ya kawaida imeweza kurudia ama bado hakuna.
Well, our editors and reporters are going to inform us on the progress, whether hiyo imetolewa, waweze kutujuza tujue kwamba tumefikia wapi sasa hivi kuhusiana na hiyo advice ambayo ilikuwa imetolewa kuhusiana na airport. Na kwa kweli pia hilo ilikuwa ni jambo la busara sana. Manake ukiangalia umati ambao ulikuwa umefika kule, watu walikuwa wengi sana. So inakuwa tu wise. Some other times now just people just need to be wise enough, like unasema tu bana, kulingana na hali vile ilivyo. Yes. Because I had one of the leader, I think is it Silfanas Osoro, saying kwamba Baba is too big for the parliament. He said Baba is too big for the parliament, is too big for the airport, and that is why now they came up with the decision that tuelekee wapi? Tuelekee kule Kasarani. Yes.
Alafu even the safety of the place too. You can imagine crowd, kuna ile crowd yenye you can fail to control. So you can imagine your crowd vile iko hivyo, alafu people are going to the State House, not to the parliament to go and view the body of the late. And what I believe one thing with mourners, Trisha, do you know that, should I call it funny way or what, but kuna vile you cannot control how someone is supposed to mourn. Kama ni mtu anapiga nduru, hawezi kumwambia sasa juu uko kwa parliament ipige in a certain style. Unaona, juu ni baba na baba alikuwa leader, sasa lia with a style. No, people will go there, wata jump kwa viti, they will do what they will do anything yenye mtu ana feel kwamba akifanya hivyo anatoa yale machungu ambayo ana believe kwamba by that through doing that thing ata feel relieved. So pia mimi na feel kwamba it was wise juu kutakuwa na ile, at least kutakuwa na vitu za huko ndani zitakuwa zimeweza kufanya nini, zimekuwa protected. Alafu pia I don't think kama ingeweza ku accommodate the crowd.
That's why we are saying Baba is too big for the parliament.
Yes. You know, like I'm sorry to use an example of the late president Mwai Kibaki. During his time, I remember wakati mwili yake iliweza kupelekwa parliament for public viewing, there was order there was decorum. People had lined up, wanakuja, mtu ana view, ana shed tears, yeah, and all that, na wanatoka. You get? So with this one, you could tell what could have happened from the time the body touched JKIA. You could just tell. Juu hata ile mwili kutolewa kitambo itolewe iwekwe kwa the curtain ilikuwa inavuta, kulikuwa na a lot of chaos.
You know, I think Baba, like I told you, Baba realized the power that he has,
yes,
na mapema, and that is why I told you that he mentored people. And again, for him to decide and say that I want to be buried, to be put to rest in 72 hours, Baba knew what this means. Baba knew what delaying would cause, because people are coming out to mourn, and like you have just said, every people have their way of mourning.
Yes.
People from different areas.
Yes, you cannot dictate how someone is supposed to
mourn. They will mourn their way. Yes, and then you just have to understand them. You just have to understand them. You cannot, because that is how they do it. So I feel like even Baba coming out and saying that, leaving a wish that I want to be buried within 72 hours, he knew.
At the same time, I don't think if I'll agree, but ningelipenda kuwa na either na mawazo mengine kinzani na yako. Yanaruhusiwa. Don't you think it was a wise thing to do?
It was. I have not, by the way, sijapinga kitu ambacho nimesema, nimesisitiza.
What you have to jam, you know, there's those people when you battle, they're still in disbelief, like baba hajakufa, you get. Kuna wale watu wenye they're like, until I see the body. Yes, we've seen the casket, but until I see the body, the news is there. Yes, the family has confirmed, and we can read the mood and everything. Casket tumeona, but no one expected it to be too soon. It came unexpectedly.
Yes.
So the fact that watu bado tuna process kwamba yes, Baba has left us, I feel as a nation, as a Kenyan, and with the fact of who Baba, we are speaking about Baba, get that?
Okay.
Baba was Raila Amolo Odinga, tungepewa 2 weeks. Yes, I'm just speaking on behalf of maybe kuna wale ambao wako na the same, yes, when you wanna feel kwamba yes, so
no, I get you.
Yeah, tungepewa 2 weeks until we process. No, ile Kenya unasema 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks utajua hatujamuona, hatujasikia Baba akisema. Unaona, kumekuwa na ODM at 20 ilikuwa happen, Baba at least we are processing. But wanasema kwamba wish lazima ifuate. So yes, Baba is going to rest, and will be laid to rest on Sunday. I feel kuna wale watu bado they're still in denial.
Yes,
Baba will be laid to rest, and kuna wale watu wasema like Baba tarudi.
Well, and
it is so hard for you process ujue kweli ameenda like Baba was loved.
So that is the reason why nasema hivi dadangu Soki.
No. Yeah. It is how you call that dada jameni.
Dadangu Soki. So basically kitu ambacho nasema, I was just looking at getting into the mind of Raila Amolo Odinga, and the love that he had for this country.
Yes.
And him knowing himself the effect that he has. That's why I said like lazima aliketi chini akajua kwamba mimi leo hii nikiaga nikuwe siko, najua watu vile wanavyonipenda, najua vile nina ule uwezo, nina ile nguvu ya kwamba watu wengi sana watatokea katika streets marching to honor me. You get? So saying kwamba let me be done with in 72 hours, I felt like Baba wanted to protect the nation, wanted to protect the country because he knows the power that he has.
Should I agree with you, Shingo Upande?
No, I'm not telling you. I'm just, this is just my view, like getting into his mind.
Yes,
that is what I feel like, because I've had so many people coming out and saying that it was like mazishi, ukipeleka matanga, ukipeleka sana kwa wiki kama mbili, a lot of resources. It's our resources, but I don't feel like
there is nothing like resources here.
I don't feel, that's what I'm saying. I don't think resources was a problem to the country, because Baba was a statesman. Statesman. So looking at Pia himself, he has enough. So it's not a matter of resources. Personally, I feel, and I stand to be corrected, that Baba knew the power that he has, and this aspect, giving this wish of being buried in 72 hours was to protect the nation.
Okay.
Because he knows what might happen if today we say now the body is staying in Karen for 2 weeks, or in the mortuary for 2 weeks.
As Kenyans, we will mourn.
Yes,
no matter the body itakalishwa, it's 2 weeks, it's 1 month, but
a lot will happen. So I think people will so just deciding that let me be done within 72 hours, I think it is okay. So now during that short time, because like right now you see things are mambo ya saya yaendi, nothing is happening by the 80s morning Baba since yesterday. And we are expecting the same to happen, because like the president declared 7 days of mourning, right?
And tomorrow is a holiday too.
Yeah, tomorrow is a holiday.
Yes.
Come Saturday. So nothing will be happening kutoka jana mpaka hata ukiangalia mabiashara, watu wamefunga mabiashara zao. Ukienda kwa mfano kama ni town, because of course katika msafara wa mamba huwa hakukosi kitu kinaitwa kenge. Kenge ni intruder tu, amekuja pale na nia zake tofauti. So katika msafara wote wa mamba tunajua kwamba there must be a kenge there, someone who is coming with bad intentions. They are coming there, maybe anatarajia kwamba mimi leo ndo naenda kupata simu ya iPhone, mimi leo nitaenda. So that is the reason why most of the business people in town, you realize they have closed shops.
Yes, to come and talk about that. Yesterday kulikuwa na a lot of disruptions in town. Tumeona gari ambazo ziliweza kupigwa mawe and all that. So as much as I think kuna wale those who are genuinely mourning Baba's death, at the same time pia ni vile tu kama time ya maandamano, goons, kuna kuwa na peaceful demonstration, but kuna goons wana invade and they want to take over, and then the blame will have to shift from that whatever was supposed to be a peaceful march and all that. It turns out na inakuwa something very chaotic. As much as I know that all of us are mourning, but to avoid to vitu za watu, like let's avoid, there's no need to stone someone's car. There's no need kupigana. There's no need kwenda na kuvandalize someone's property. No.
Kwa heshima ya Baba. Kwa heshima ya Baba
was very peaceful. I remember by the kulikuwa na match fulani and Baba was like, musijaribu kuguza kitu ya mtu, anything, don't touch anything that belongs to us. We are just marching. We are doing a peaceful demonstration until inaanza kama ni peaceful demonstration nafika katikati, then tear gas zinaanza kwa sababu ya guns. So far on my end sijaona anything about maybe chaos zinaendelea or that, but at the same time ni kwamba Rais William Ruto anatarajiwa kuongoza viongozi wakuu wa serikali na jamaa wa karibu katika kutoa heshima zao za mwisho kwa mwili wa marehemu waziri mkuu wa zamani Raila Odinga katika chumba cha kuhifadhi maiti Chali. So I think that is after the procession from Kasarani to Lee Funeral Home. Okay? Yes. I don't know kama on your side there is something that maybe it is popping up.
Well, what I'm seeing is just people wakielekea kule, ukiangalia people are still marching to Kasarani. And again, of course, I expect that the body to be taken for some preparations before being airlifted to Kasarani. I think, because as you can see, the weather is kind of sunny, so hot.
And then at the same time,
yes,
if you can get the live streams at Kasarani Stadium, you can see that mourners are still waiting to view Baba's body, and they've really flocked Kasarani Stadium. So the body, from the look of things, Nikama, they are still marching. No, a lot of things happen at the stadium. A lot. I can see tight security at the moment. Tight security at Kasarani Stadium. So yes, I believe by the time Baba's body will arrive, kutakuwa na that peaceful viewing of the body, na hakutakuwa na kasheshe yote. Anything?
Yeah, anything as it comes, of course, we are going to inform you. For those who are tuning in for your first time, this is Radio Generation, and what we are doing here, we are just mourning and remembering Raila Amolo Odinga the late. He was a former president of our country. He has been a fighter in terms of human freedom, in terms of democracy. He has really fought for this country. He is an icon. So it's important that we do this together here. And if you want to reach us on our social media platforms, it's Radio Gen KE. You can as well follow us on our online platform rgk.co.ke. Vile vile kwenye mitabendi zetu ni 88.8 hapa Nairobi, 88.8 FM hapa Nairobi. You go to Mombasa, 90.7 90.7 kule eneo la Mombasa, ambapo pia tunaona pia waombolezaji wapo pia wengi sana katika streets. Na kwa kweli ukiangalia sehemu kama vile ya Mombasa, umejua imekuwa ni ngome pia ya chama cha ODM na pia vile vile Raila Amolo Odinga, kikiongozwa pale na viongozi kama vile Waziri Joho na vile vile mbunge Gavana Abdul Samad Sharif Nasir. Ya ukiangalia hao ni viongozi ambao wamekuwa so strong, so vocal and so powerful in the party ODM. Ni viongozi ambao wamesimama na baba sana sana katika hii safari yake.
Ukiangalia procession ya vile walienda kuchukua mwili wa baba kule India, you could tell that wale viongozi ambao umeweza kuwataja wali feel they were so hurt, or rather it was so personal. You could feel how wali break out. Governor wa Mombasa jana akiweza kuhudhuria wanahabari alisema kwamba he was on a call with the baba the very night before the morning now baba akaweza kufariki. Alikuwa on a call with baba in South Africa, and from the way alikuwa na address the press, you could tell, and then akafika mahali akabreak. It was such a sad moment, and you could literally tell who baba was. And not only vile wamesema Mombasa, Kisumu too was brought to a standstill. Eldoret was brought to a standstill. Siaya was brought to a standstill. And si hao peke yake waliweza kuumia. The whole nation iliweza kuumia. Yes, the whole nation iliweza kuumia. So as we are waiting, ama vile tunasubiri kujua kama mwili wa baba umeweza kufika pale Kasarani, maybe to give just a brief of who baba was and something like that. Baba was a Kenyan politician and a statesman, widely regarded as one of the most influential figures in the country's modern political history. Baba served as a prime minister of Kenya from 2008 to 2013 and a power-sharing government with the former president Mwai Kibaki. And amekuwa the leader of ODM, a long-time opposition figure who ran for the presidency several times. He was known for his firm stand on democracy, governance reforms, and social justice. He was also the son of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, the Kenya's first vice president. Throughout his career, Raila remained a symbol of resilience and a reform admired by supporters, or fondly being called as Baba. Anything to add on that?
Well, there's a lot we will discuss about Baba come the next awamu ijayo, kwa sababu sasa hivi tumesalia na dakika 6 itakuwa inatimia saa 8, na ndio maana nitakupeleka tena kule pwani, kwa sababu nilikuwa nazungumzia vile pwani ni ngome, ilikuwa ni ngome ya baba.
Yeah, it was Raila's.
Yeah. So looking at the leaders there, looking at wabunge kama vile kina Mishi Mboko pale, wale wote unapata kwamba ni walikuwa ni viongozi wa chama cha ODM, na ni viongozi ambao baba aliwapenda sana, by the way, ukiangalia. So most of the time, I remember even the last, was it the last birthday ama ni ile nyingine, kuna wakati kwamba viongozi tu wa pwani wamemwandalia baba ile birthday yake, wakaenda wakampeleka, walimpeleka kule deep sea, ampelekwa
I'm just getting baba used to dance.
Yes, and like that time I really saw baba really enjoy.
Yes.
So sure. This is a region that really stood by baba, and especially hii ilikuwa ni baada ya kuhisi kwamba alishinda uongozi na hajapewa ule uongozi. Unakumbuka 2022 elections maandamano yakifanyika mingi sana, na baadaye kabisa ndo hapo sasa hiyo.
Don't you think baba angepewa just a chance to small chance one time aende tu arudi tu that hiyo muda tu kidogo peke yake? Don't you think before tuingie katika habari zetu za saa 8?
Well, yeah, sasa si akipewa ndo hivyo baba angeongoza vizuri sana kama angelipewa. Yes, kama angeweza kupewa nafasi, baba of course would have done a lot of things, and I felt like he just needed that chance to put things in order. I felt like baba just needed that chance just to get the opportunity. Akiingia pale ndani to
alikuwa na maono ambaye alikuwa anafikiria kwamba kama angelipata nafasi ya kuwa rais, maono yake labda angeweza kuvukisha ama kuvusha Kenya kutoka
sehemu fulani hadi sehemu nyingine. So watu wa pwani, watu wa Mombasa ambao wanategea kipindi kupitia kwenye hiyo mita bendi ya 90.7, asanteni sana kwa kutegea, kwa sababu kwa pamoja hivi tunamuomboleza baba, tunaangalia mambo ambayo aliweza kufanya, the legacy that baba has left behind. Tunaangalia pia safari yake ya kwenda kustiriwa, tunaangalia mambo tofauti, na tunaangalia now what happens now in his absence, because anajua kwamba ile ni swali ambalo watunga walikuwa wanajiuliza sana. Ukiketi pia na viongozi tofauti mara nyingi sana, ili swali la now in the absence of baba, who takes over what? In the absence of baba, yes, how will the opposition be? Hiyo ni swali ambalo lilikuwa linaulizwa sana, by the way, na nadhani kwamba kwa sababu ni swali najua hata yeye binafsi lishawahi mfikia. Hilo swali najua kwa lazima yeye binafsi lishawahi kumfikia, na ndio maana unaona kwamba kabla kwenda zake, unaona kwamba ni kwamba aliweza kuweka kile chama cha ODM, na aliweza empower a lot of these members in that party, viongozi wengi ambao wako pale. So tunahisi kwamba that these guys are not going to let baba down.
I believe so, because the National Executive, the ODM National Executive Committee ilikuwa imeweza kumchagua nduguye marehemu Raila Odinga ambaye ni Oburu Odinga kuwa kama kiongozi wa chama cha ODM. As much as we know that the political landscape of ODM, or rather the opposition, is going to shift, I believe whoever mwenye amewekwa kama interim, ama even after that kama atachaguliwa ndiye akuwe now the party leader, ataweza move that boat straight, how baba wanted it to be done. Kumekuwa na a lot of oppositions. Kuna wale wanasema me I propose so and so and so, but
now I
believe by choosing the interim brother asimamie, it was the right thing.
Okay, yeah, tutarudi tuzungumzie zaidi
kulingana na kopo langu. Naona kwamba tumesalia na kama dakika moja hivi tuweze kupata habari za saa 8.
Hata si dakika, tumesalia na sekunde kiasi. Tutakuwa tunapata habari za pale saa 8, na baada ya hapo msikilizaji usiende mbali, kwa sababu tutakuwa tunazungumzia zaidi kuhusiana na maombolezo ya baba Raila Amolo Odinga.
Asante.
Na msubiri producer wangu pale hivi aweze kunipatia habari. Producer Abdi. Well,
2 o'clock.
News.
Ni saa 7 kamili mchana kwa saa za Afrika Mashariki. Jambo na karibu kwenye taarifa kamili za habari kutoka Radio Generation. Mimi ni Soki Brenda. Kamati ya kitaifa ya mazishi imetangaza mabadiliko kutoka ratiba ya mazishi ya marehemu waziri mkuu wa zamani Raila Odinga, ikihamisha shughuli ya kuutazama mwili wake kutoka majengo ya bunge hadi uwanja wa Kasarani. Uamuzi huo umechukuliwa kufuatilia wingi mkubwa wa waombolezaji jijini Nairobi, ambapo maelfu wamejitokeza kutoa heshima zao za mwisho. Maafisa wamesema hatua hiyo inalenga kudhibiti umati na kuhakikisha usalama wa umma, huku uwanja wa Kasarani ukitarajiwa kuwa na nafasi kubwa na ulinzi wa kutosha. Mwili wa marehemu Raila Odinga unatarajiwa kupelekwa uwanjani humo baadaye leo kwa ajili ya kuendelea na shughuli za kuutazama chini ya ulinzi mkali. Mamlaka ya usafiri wa anga nchini imetangaza kusitishwa kwa muda kwa shughuli katika uwanja wa ndege wa kimataifa wa Jomo Kenyatta kufuatia tukio la kiusalama lililotokea wakati wa kuwasili kwa mwili wa marehemu waziri mkuu wa zamani Raila Odinga. Mamlaka hiyo imesema hatua hiyo ni ya tahadhari ili kuhakikisha usalama baada ya umati mkubwa wa waombolezaji kuvunja vizuizi vya usalama katika eneo la State Pavilion. Shughuli za kawaida zinatarajiwa kurejelea mara hali itakapotulia. Na Rais William Ruto anatarajiwa kuongoza viongozi wakuu wa serikali na jamaa wa karibu katika kutoa heshima zao za mwisho kwa mwili wa marehemu waziri mkuu wa zamani Raila Odinga katika chumba cha kuhifadhi maiti cha Lee jijini Nairobi. Rais ataandamana na Rais mstaafu Uhuru Kenyatta, mjane wa Raila Bi Ida Odinga, pamoja na mawaziri na maafisa wakuu wa serikali, ambapo watakuwa miongoni mwa wale wa kwanza kuutazama mwili huo uliowasili mapema asubuhi kutoka kiwanja cha ndege cha JKIA. Ulinzi mkali umeimarishwa katika barabara ya Agwins Kodhek, ambapo maafisa wa jeshi na polisi wamefunga baadhi ya sehemu karibu na makafani hayo. Na hayo ndiyo tuliokuandalia kwa sasa. Mimi ni Soki Brenda.
Nama karibu tena katika mazungumzo haya. Kipindi hewani kwenye redio unayoipenda 88.8 FM hapa Nairobi ndio unaweza kutupata. Iwapo ungependa kutegea kipindi, if you want to tune in, please do so on 88.8. If you want to do so from Mombasa, please do so on 90.7. If you also want to follow us on our social media platforms at Radio Gen KE, please do so. That is on our X platform. You can also do so on Instagram. You can also do so on Facebook. Also do so on our TikTok platform. Kule kote tuko msikilizaji. Pia ungependa pia kutegea kupitia online platform, please do so. It is kwenye tofuti yetu ya www.rgk.co.ke. Ukiingia kule utakuwa unaweza kufuatilia mazungumzo ambayo tunafanya hapa. Na kwenye awamu iliyopita nimekuwa na mwenzangu hapa kwenda kwa jina Brenda Soki. Ni mmoja wapo ya wanahabari hapa katika hichi kituo cha Radio Generation, na tumezungumzia mambo mengi ikiwemo mtazamo wetu kuhusiana na kwa nini rais kwa nini Raila Amolo Odinga the late alipenda kuweza kuzikwa ama kusitiriwa kwa ama ndani ya masaa 72. Yeah, there was a reason, na tumeweza kuzungumzia hapa kwa pamoja. Pia tumeweza kupatia pia vile mambo yanaendelea, vile Wakenya ama umati wa Wakenya unaelekea kule katika uwanja wa Kasarani. Kasarani Stadium, unapata Wakenya wengi sana wameelekea kule kwa sababu hapo ndo wataweza kupata nafasi ya kuona ama kutizama mwili wa mwenda zake former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, na ni kwa sababu ni kiongozi ambaye anapendwa na watu wengi sana, ndiposa pia unaona kwamba maeneo ama sehemu ya bunge pale ingeweza kumsitiri. Umesikia viongozi wengi sana walitokea na kusema kwamba the bunge is too small for baba. The airport, sisi wote tulishuhudia kwamba ilikuwa ni kidogo sana kwa baba, kwa sababu ukiangalia umati ambao uliweza kutokezea pale ulikuwa ni mkubwa sana. Upande mwingine pia pale town hali imekuwa ni hivyo, ni vile vile tu kwamba watu wametokea wengi sana, wa Kenya wametokea pale kuomboleza. Ukiangalia kule Kasarani umati wa watu unaelekea kule. Angalia ukiangalia barabara ya Thika, Kenyans are full of love. Ukiangalia vile wanavyotembea, na wengi wao kumbuka kwamba walitembea mpaka airport, na sasa hivi wanatembea tena kuelekea kule Kasarani, wanatembea kwa miguu. Kuna wengine ambao wanatumia bodaboda, wapo wengine ambao wanatumia magari yao, lakini muhimu ni kwamba goli ni moja tu, kuweza kufika kule uwanja wa Kasarani ili kuweza kupata nafasi kutazama mwili wa mwenda zake Raila Amolo Odinga. Na sisi pia kama Radio Generation tunaungana nao katika kuomboleza kiongozi huyu, kwa sababu ni kiongozi ambaye ameguza watu wengi sana. Demokrasia ambao tuko nayo, uhuru ama freedom ambao uko nayo kwa sasa hivi, unaweza kuzungumza, unaweza kukosoa serikali, unaweza kukosoa kiongozi bila kufanyiwa chochote. Ni kwa sababu wapo watu ama wapo viongozi ambao walijitolea, ikiwemo kiongozi Raila Amolo Odinga ambaye alijitolea. Kila mtu anajua historia yake, tukianzia pale ambapo alikamatwa, tukianzia masuala ya kuleta multipartism, yani mambo ni mengi kiongozi huyu alifanya katika nchi yetu, na diposa tumeweza kufikia hapa. Kwa hivyo ni shwari kabisa, ni sawa kabisa wakati wa Kenya wanatokea kwa big numbers kuhakikisha kwamba they are mourning together to ensure that we give Raila Amolo Odinga the befitting send off that he deserves as a national leader. Na jambo ambalo pia tungeweza penda kuliangalia pia ni hili hali ya kwamba anapewa a state funeral, like you see in our country. I don't think there is any other person ambaye anaweza kupewa state funeral like Baba has been given, and they are not presidents in the country. So this is what we are witnessing for the first time, and it is so amazing that katika vita yake yote bado he is resting, or is going as a soldier, he is going as a statesman that we've known him, he is going as a fighter that we have known him of. So we all know that he passed on yesterday in India, akipokea pale matibabu, na kufikia sasa mwili uliweza kuletwa nyumbani, umefika asubuhi. Na jambo ambalo lingine pia tungeweza kuangalia ni vile this is happening so fast. We touched on it about the 72 hours wish that he had given, and I like it how the country, or how the government really organized itself. It sent out some leaders to India, and they went. The instruction was that they are not going to spend there, like mnafika mkirudi, kwa sababu ya muda ambao umetolewa. So walikwenda kule. We are talking of the likes of Interior Cabinet Secretary walikuweko kule. We are talking of the likes of CS Joho, Ali Hassan. Tunaongea pia kuhusu viongozi wengi tofauti ambao waliweza kuendea mwili wake Raila Amolo Odinga kutoka kule India na wakafika salama. Wakenya nao kwa upendo ambao wako nao walifika kule. They received the late former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga with all respect. Na kufikia sasa ikawa kwamba kwa sababu umati ni mwingi sana, watu wapo wengi sana ambao wangependa kutazama ule mwili, diposa kwamba nafasi imetolewa kwamba watu waelekee kule Kasarani Stadium ambapo watakuwa wanapata nafasi ya kutazama mwili. Sisi tuko hapa kukujuza na vile vile tukizungumzia matukio tofauti na tukiangazia pia historia na the legacies that the late left behind. Ndio maana tuko hapa hivi kuhakikisha kwamba you are informed. So do not go away. This is Radio Generation 88.8 in Nairobi, Radio Gen KE, that is on our social media platforms. We are just live kila mahali. Ukienda pale hivi utakuwa unatupata pale hivi. Tunazidi kuzungumzia maswala tofauti kuhusiana na kiongozi. Na ningependa kumtafuta, kuna mmoja wa just a young person I want to look for, that is all the way from Mombasa. Angeza aweze kutuelezea hali hiko namna gani kule pwani ama kule Mombasa, tuweze kujua kunaendeleaje kule, kama Wakenya ama umati ni mkubwa kama vile tunashuhudia hapa hivi. Lakini hata kabla tufikie kule hivi, msikilizaji, ni shwari kabisa kwamba tuweze producer aweze kutupatia images ama aweze kutuonyesha vile hali ilivyo kule sehemu za kuelekea Kasarani. Tujue, je, Wakenya wameshafika kule tayari? Je, mwili wake Molo Raila, former president the late, tujue kwamba umeweza kufikishwa kule, ama tujue ratba kule iko namna gani? So producer, tupeleke sehemu ya Kasarani kule tuweze kujua ama tuweze kuangalia kunaendelea nini, wakati tunajiandaa pia kuzungumza na mwenzetu kutokea kule pwani aweze kutujuza hali iko namna gani kule. Kabla tupeleke kule pia tungependa tu kuangalia masuala pia tofauti. Nilikuwa naangalia tupeleka kule. Unaweza tu kuangalia mambo yalivyo kule Kasarani. Metuanzishia kule Thika Road. Naangalia naona kwamba umati ni mwingi jamani. Wakenya wana upendo mwingi sana wakielekea they are marching towards Kasarani Stadium. The one thing that we need to know is that Kasarani is a very spacious place. So nahisi kwamba Wakenya wengi sana wataweza kupata nafasi. Ukikumbuka hata mechi ambazo zilikuwa zinafanyika kule, unajua kwamba Wakenya walitokea pia wengi sana, lakini sasa leo tutarajia kwamba Wakenya watatokea wengi zaidi, lakini sehemu hile pia inaweza kutoshelesha kila mtu atapata nafasi ya kuweza kufika kule. Na ujumbe ni kwamba tumefahamishwa kwamba utapata nafasi ya kutazama ule mwili hata kama itafika usiku. Hivyo basi, if you are still heading there, just do it. Elekea kule, utakuwa unaweza kupata ile nafasi ya kuweza kutazama mwili wake kiongozi Raila Amolo Odinga. Yes, naona pale picha zipo. Ukiangalia Wakenya pale wambeba matawi, wamama ukiangalia wapo wengi pale, ukiangalia wababa, wanaume wako pale kwa wingi. Ukiangalia unaona pia you can also see young people also heading to Kasarani, because that is the place that we are expecting that Kenyans will get the opportunity to see the body, to view the body of the late Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. So everybody will get a chance. The only thing that we are urging Kenyans is that let's be tukue na heshima kiasi, tuhakikisha kwamba tuleti vurugu kule. Na kama vile nilikuwa nimekuambia katika msafara wa mamba akosekani pale Kenge, wapo watu ambao wataingia kule na nia mbaya. Hivyo basi Iwapo unaelekea kule Kasarani, iwapo kwa katika mahali kuna umati, ni vizuri sana kutunza bidhaa zako, kutunza your properties, ensure that kama ni simu yako unaibeba vizuri sana. Unajua tutaki baadaye kesi nyingi sana kwamba nimepoteza hii, nimefanya hivi. No, tunataka kwamba Wakenya warejee nyumbani salama. Na iwapo pia uko katika ule umati, you are there and you know your intention is not just mourning. You are headed there just to cause chaos. You are there among the people to steal. You are there among the people to destroy property. Please be warned, because tunajua kwamba pia polisi wetu wako macho kabisa kuhakikisha kwamba usalama upo, unahakikishiwa pale usalama wako. So muhimu sana wakati tunamzindikiza mzee wetu Raila Amolo Odinga, tuhakikisha kwamba tunampa heshima zetu, na heshima zetu ni kuhakikisha kwamba the march is peaceful. Don't cause a chaos. Usiwe mtu wa kuibia wenzako, manake muhimu sana kuwe na amani. That's what Baba wanted. Yes, that's what Baba wanted, because I think there is still time. Yeah, bado tuko tu saa 8 dakika ni 15 zimekatika. So there is still time for you to get your way to Kasarani to be part of this moment. Yeah, that is Thika Road. Kiangalia pale naona kwamba sijui kama naona pale maafisa wa polisi, naona pale ile gari inakaa ni kama gari ndio imembeba. Gari iko na viongozi tofauti wakielekea kule, because awali walikuwa wamesema kwamba mwili utakuwa airlifted, tabebwa kwa ndege kuelekezwa kule katika uwanja wa Kasarani. So tukiendelea kutazama pale hivi, ni mtafute ambaye nilikuwa nataka kumpigia simu kutoka sehemu za pwani kule. Ya tunaendelea kuona picha pale hivi ama video za watu wakielekea kule Kasarani, wakati tunamtafuta mmoja ambaye tungependa tufanye mazungumzo na yeye. Mmoja ambaye tungependa kufanya mazungumzo na yeye, tutakuwa tunaelekea Kasarani kutizama mwili wake kiongozi Amolo Raila Odinga. Yes. So tumeangalia hiyo na nitakuwa namtafuta mwenzangu, lakini kwa sasa hivi let me look at some of the things that Baba did as I wait for the connection to reach to the person that we're supposed to talk to. Yeah, I'm looking at what Baba did while he was a prime minister, because that is one of the titles that we are referring to most of the time, that Baba was a prime minister in 2008 to 2013. And this was under the Grand Coalition government with President Mwai Kibaki. Remember, this happened immediately after the 2007 elections that were chaotic. We know what the country went through. We know how many lives that we lost during that time, the properties that we lost. We know, like, as a country, we can never want to go back to that situation again. By the way, that is one promise that I know, and I feel like every other Kenyan has it in mind, that we will never go back to what we witnessed in 2007, because the person who was involved in it himself, ye mwenyewe alitokea na akasamehe na akasema kwamba no, let us move forward. Yeah, so that means we can never go back there. So during that time, there is a lot that really happened. The implementation of the Grand Coalition, that is after the disputed 2007 elections, like I have said. So Baba ambaye mmoja ambaye alikuwa amekosewa kwamba he participated in ensuring that peace and stability, was restored in the country, which is quite a very good thing. Yeah. And as a prime minister during that time, he coordinated government ministries and ensured that there was smooth operation between the coalition parties. Yes, his leadership, we're saying, was so key in reducing post-election tensions and rebuilding trust in state institutions. Yeah, the fact that he accepted, he accepted na akaamua to move on, then there was that rebuilding of trust in state institutions. Then we are also talking of the 2010 constitution. Baba steered the coming up of the 2010 constitution, and Actually, Baba is remembered for that constitution. Very big time that Kenyans will remember Baba for that 2010 constitution that gave birth to the devolution that we are talking about. It gave birth to the county leaderships that we are talking, the counties that we are talking about, the 47 counties that we are talking about, gave birth to the Bill of Rights. It gave birth to so many checks and balances through the independent institutions. Like, you can tell that Baba has been so focal on matters affecting judiciary, matters affecting election like the IEBC, so much. So Baba has really been at the center stage. We are also talking of gender equity and public participation principles. That is something that Baba also was pushing while he was the prime minister of this country between that period of 2008 and 2013. There is a lot that also Raila Amolo Odinga did in terms of infrastructure development. We are talking of how he oversaw major infrastructure projects across the country, talking of the expansion of roads under the Roads 2000 program, talking of the launch of major highways like the Thika super highway, by the way. The coming of that super highway has really solved a lot in terms of ensuring that there is a smooth movement and transportation of goods. So quite important, something that is recommendable. There is also the improvement of ports, especially the Mombasa port modernization is also a fruit of Baba while he was overseeing the infrastructure development of the country. We are also talking of expansion of energy access through rural electrification projects. We are talking of kila nyumba inakuwa na stima. And that is something quite important in terms of ensuring that as a country, we are not being left behind. Power is quite important. Electricity is quite important. Those are businesses that could not be done in the rural areas right now because there is power. We are talking of markets that have the cold stores, whereby people in agriculture, yes, farmers are able to store their goods, yes, to avoid a wastage. Some of the goods that they produce unapata kwamba zinaoza. So it was quite important that if a market has those cold stores, cold rooms, farmers are able to bring together their goods, their production, and we avoid a wastage. This also solving the problem of hunger in the country. Yes, that is quite important. It's quite important to note. So he also championed the Vision 2030 infrastructure agenda, linking it to national development. This is something quite interesting about the 2030 infrastructure agenda. I mean, the 2030 vision. Quite important because the vision cannot be attained if we do not have the infrastructure agenda, which is quite important. So that's something worth noting. We also talking of economic reforms and growth. Yes, I can see as we continue, I can see then I don't understand why people are running, but I want to believe that everything is quite okay. It's just a way of showing solidarity, is a way of mourning. So because of course you don't expect the vehicles zitakuwa zinaenda pole pole. We expect that speed, which is normal for vehicles. So naona watu wanakaribia kufika Kasarani pale. Naona pia msafara wa magari tofauti, wana bodaboda wa Kenya ambao pia wanatembea kwenye miguu wakielekea kule katika uwanja wa Kasarani, ambapo tu natarajia kwamba watu watakuwa wanapata nafasi ya kutazama mwili wa mwenda zake former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. And as we had informed you that of course the President and other leaders will be in presence, and of course they will be the first ones to start viewing the body together with the family of His Excellency Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga the late. So watakuwa wako kule hivi na watakuwa wanaongoza katika hii shughuli yote ya kutazama mwili kule Kasarani. Kwa hivyo pia wao wanatarajiwa kule. Naona umati bado upo mwingi sana pale ukitembea wakielekea katika sehemu ama katika uwanja mkuu wa Kasarani. Well, coming back to what we were looking at, economic reforms and growth. What former Prime Minister, I'm giving you a breakdown or an highlight of the things that he did while he was Prime Minister of this country. And economic reforms and growth is some of the things that he did. So during his administration, he helped revive Kenya's economy after the 2007-2008 crisis. We all can attest to the fact that after the chaos of 2007, a lot happened. People lost properties. That is something, because it was not a one-day thing. Like, people lost property. There was a lot of looting. There were fires all over. There was a lot. So he's coming to the government, to the administration. They were able to revive the economy of the country from that 2007-2008 crisis. He also supported policies that stabilized inflation and boosted investor confidence. We all believe that we all know that a country that is not politically stable, of course, cannot attract investors. So after the 2007 election chaos, we saw investors shying away from our country. People not wanting. Actually, some of them closed shops and ran out of the country. And we also expect that we needed also to have new investors coming to the country. But because of that political instability, many shied away. So the the administration that got in place, they had a lot to do. They had a lot to work on to ensure that there is that confidence that people from outside, investors from outside, have that confidence to come and invest in Kenya, that Kenya is a place that you can do business and the business works for you. So that is something that he really helped do. He promoted agriculture through irrigation schemes and revival of sugar, tea and coffee sectors. Of course, we believe and know that agriculture is a backbone of any country, because we usually say a country that is hungry, of course, a people that are hungry, of course, they cannot be peaceful and they cannot really work. So first of all, it's about agriculture. So this is something that Baba really supported. Then encouraged the youth enterprise programs such as the Youth Enterprise Development Fund. Although it is a fund that has had a lot of questions, it is something that he championed for and encouraged the young people. They came up, that program was set up. It's only that now, as time goes by, as a leader, you might be having that big vision, but now the people who are implementing the vision, sometimes they may fail you. So I don't believe that when they were coming up with this fund, they thought that it will die or something will happen on the way. But what I believe is the implementers of these projects, sometimes they do let down the vision carriers, the vision bearers, which is quite unfortunate. Well, back to the streets again. Can see people approaching Kasarani Stadium. That is where we are expecting that most of the leaders in our country, I think all the roads are heading to Kasarani Stadium, because that is where all Kenyans will be given the opportunity to view the body of His Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga the late. So we are following everything that is happening. Yes. And on the aspect of regional and international diplomacy, that the former Prime Minister represented Kenya effectively on the global stage, including at AU and UN forums. That is something I think the last election for the chairmanship position in the African Union is something that every other person came to know about. Initially, so many people never used to understand what is the African Union, what is their role, what is their responsibility. But during this time, this period when the former Prime Minister, the late, when he decided to participate, to be part of it, when he decided to go for that chairmanship role, that is the time when now every other person, I mean even including the young children, they walijua kuna uchaguzi ambao unafanyika kule African Union. Now we were able to understand what this union really does, and although it did not win, we got to understand, and I know a lot of African leaders got to understand and got to learn and borrow from the vision that he had. Yeah, alikuwa na manifesto ambazo zilikuwa kali sana, I remember, yeah, of actually majorly of uniting Africa and ensuring that Africans can depend on themselves, because they have all the resources, they have all it takes as a continent to depend on themselves. So the only problem is that, first of all, we underrate ourselves as Africans. Yes, we have all it takes, but to some extent, most of the African countries have been depending on the Western countries, and then depending on them now shattered their minds such that they cannot think beyond now the aid, the help they are getting from these Western countries, which is quite unfortunate. But the manifestos that the leader here had, most of the time is a clear indication that Africans have learned something from that, or if not learning, they just borrowed something like which can help Africa move forward. So he advocated for African unity, something that I have mentioned. Also talked of regional peace, something which is quite important for the country, and also economic cooperation. Yeah, we are talking like the other day we saw COMESA, that meeting happening in our country, and also our president also getting a chance to be among the leaders, and we are believing now intra-trade, which is something that the president promised the other day, is something that we are going to see it happen, not on papers like we've always seen it before. Yeah, that as countries we can work together, we can do business together, we can relate together and ensure that we move the continent ahead. Those are some of the goals, some of the ambitions that our leader had. We are also talking of he played a diplomatic role in regional peace processes, like in the South Sudan, in Somalia. He is one of the leaders that help in ensuring that restoring that peace. Yeah, so he played that diplomatic role, representing our country, and also being sent to play that role to ensure that they push for regional peace, which is quite important. Yeah, I'm also getting to the public sector. Yeah, the public sector reforms that His Honorable the late Raila Amolo Odinga pushed for. We are talking of him overseeing reforms in public service through the Public Service Transformation Program. We are talking of him introducing performance contracting in ministries, improving accountability and service delivery. And we all can attest to the fact that most of these ministries, most of civil servants, the fact that there was no that performance contracts, most of them they never used to give their best, which really affected the product. Yeah, because you are you have been given the opportunity maybe to head a certain ministry, and then you are there are no KPIs, so you're just there. We had so many, I remember we had so many cases whereby you could just have a manager heading a parastatal somewhere. Someone just gets to work, and they are in the office, but they are not working for the company. They are not working for the ministry, which really affected, because every coin that we give in terms of salaries should be accounted for in terms of production. What is this coin giving out? Yeah. Yeah, so the value for money. So this is quite important. Accountability and service delivery. Value for money. Yeah, we are also talking of the support that he gave to modernization of civil service and anti-corruption measures. Yes, this is also quite important. Corruption being one of, we call it a cancer in the country that eats the country slowly. quite unfortunate that as a country we reached to those levels of high numbers of corruption. But this is something that Baba was always pushing for, and I believe the leaders left behind, you have a duty, you have a responsibility. This fight for corruption, by the way, it was not only Baba's. Okay, yes, he supported, but we also have a duty as a country, as a people, to ensure that we push the fight against corruption. We participate in fighting corruption, yes, which is quite important. I'm now getting you back to the streets. I can see my producer has already put the video there, showing you, the pictures there, showing you what is happening. A very large crowd, a big crowd of Kenyans. Some of them are carrying the Kenyan flag, waving the Kenyan flag. Some of them, they have a tree, wako na matawi kule. Some of them are just walking, others are on border borders, others are on vehicles. This is all for the celebration of His Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga the late, and it is quite important. I can see it's like yes, they are almost, they are at Kasarani right now, and we are expecting that everybody will be given that opportunity to view the body of the late Honorable Amolo Odinga at Kasarani Stadium. So for those of you who are still on the roads, hurry up. Yes, you'll be getting that opportunity to view. It's quite important. Other leaders are expected to be at the stadium, so that we ensure that everybody gets the opportunity to witness what is happening. Like I have told you, the country is like it's at a standstill in terms of there's nothing much that is really happening. Everybody, every voice, every mind, every heart is tuned in to what is happening on Raila Amolo Odinga's celebration, because I think after getting into the country, this is the first, after the airport, this is the first place now the public will be given the opportunity to view the body. And then I think after here, they will take the body to the mortuary, and then tomorrow, that is the time now we are expecting that it will be taken to Karen, to his residence that is in Karen, where also the family members and every other person there will also be getting opportunity to view the body. And of course, in our tradition, we are a people who are coming from somewhere. We come from somewhere. So ukiangalia katika mila za sehemu ambayo anatoka baba, ni kwamba the body at least must spend at his residence. The body must spend at his a night at his home. Then now we can now continue. Naona pale viongozi wameanza kufika pale, na muona pale kina Millicent ko pale, viongozi tofauti pale hivi, na ambacho kinashangaza ni kwamba wameshikilia magari kule juu. They are hanging on vehicles as they arrive at Kasarani Stadium. So it's a sign of the love that every other Kenyan had for His Excellency Honorable former Raila Amolo Odinga. Yes, so we continue. We are expecting that after every other leader arrives there, and especially the president and his administration, after they arrive there, we are expecting that we shall be seeing a progress, because I can see now people have already gotten to Kasarani Stadium. I see the gates are still closed. So we are looking forward to see every other person getting into the stadium, so that now we can continue with the program. Of course, here at Radio Generation, we are making sure that nothing passes you by. Like, you're going to get everything, every information that you need to know about the progress of what is happening around Baba Amolo Odinga's celebration or mourning process. So please do not go far. This is Radio Generation on 88.8 here in Nairobi. Just in case you're listening or you're listening to us in someone's gadget, please, you can also use yours. 88.8 here in Nairobi. Kule pwani 90.7 pia wanafuatilia pia mazungumzo haya, wanafuatilia mambo ambayo yanaendelea. Nimekuambia kwamba ukitaka kujua jambo ama kila kitu ambacho kinaendelea kuhusiana na hii safari ya Raila Amolo Odinga, the former Prime Minister who is late now, please do so on our social media platforms. We are just live. You go to our website, that is www.rgk.co.ke. Tofuti yetu hiyo, ukifika pale hivi, you'll be getting that opportunity to see what is happening. I know, I can see now the gates are being opened and Kenyans are rushing in to Kasarani Stadium to be participants of what is happening because of the love that they have for Baba. So we will be updated. We'll keep you updated, dear listener. If you are following us on our Twitter, I mean, that is on our X platform, Radio Gen KE, thank you so much. Yeah, we do not take your following for granted, please. Thank you so much for following us, because here you keep informed. Yeah, we ensure that you are informed of everything that is happening. So as I continue, yes, this is the last bit of what the former Prime Minister, the late now, did in terms, I mean, while he was in that broad-based government, ya Grand Coalition, ile ya kitambo ile. We are talking of 2007 to 2008 to 2013. Just immediately after the 2007 election chaos, what happened? Yeah. So what Baba did while he was the Prime Minister in this country, in terms of the education, like we have talked of a promotion of national cohesion, no? Yeah, had we talked about it? No, I think not yet. So, Baba advocated for inclusivity and reconciliation after the 2007-2008 violence, of course. He also promoted policies of equitable resource distribution and national unity. By the way, this aspect of equitable resource distribution is something that we can see, and is something that I think was envisioned in the Devolution Act. So, when we talk of equitable resource distribution, we have always seen so many areas, regions that have been marginalized since independence. There are some counties that for the first time they saw that they had hospitals in their region after devolution. There are some regions that did not even have a single inch or a meter of tarmac road, but they were able to achieve this after devolution. And we said devolution, of course, is a product of the 2010 constitution, which Baba was spearheading, and so this is a fruit of what he did. So promoted policies of equitable resources and distribution and national unity. He also supported establishment of National Cohesion and Integration Commission, the NCIC. Quite important. National Cohesion and Integration Commission, quite important. I also look at education and youth empowerment. Yeah, we keep on saying that the population of our country for the youth is quite big, quite huge. So leaving them behind in our national planning, leaving them behind in our national vision is quite unfortunate, because these are the people who form a bigger population of the country. So it's quite important. Looking at what he did is that he expanded access to higher education through the establishment of new universities and colleges. By the way, yeah, I remember there was a time when we had very few universities in this country, and for you to be able to qualify to get to a university, it was quite it was not easy, because the grades were so high, the points were so high, so you I remember at some time you would have a student who had a B constant, alama ya B, na unapata huyu mwanafunzi apati chance cha kuingia katika chuo kikuu kwa sababu vyuo vikuu vilikuwa chache katika nchi yetu hii ya Kenya. So this aspect of bringing in more establishment of new universities was quite important, a step to the right direction, because right now I understand we also have people with C+ going to the universities, and quite important. So education for all. Yeah. So another thing that His Excellency did, supported technical and vocational education and training, the TVETs. We all know about the TVETs. Most of the time, we used to believe that anybody who has not attained the marks of going to a university, they are done. Actually, that was the mentality that was in the country, that somebody with a C- uyo hana future. So the coming of these technical and vocational education and training colleges, quite important. It has really empowered our young people. You may not be so good in class, like you are not a doctor, but at least you can do a course in plumbing. You can do a course in so many. You can do a course in salon hairdressing and so forth. So a lot, offering Kenyan learners, students, opportunities to continue with education and also specialize in areas that can help them. So many Kenyans right now, young people, are able to employ themselves, although we are still pushing for the government to do more about the young people. Yeah, so those who attend the technical and vocational education and training colleges, they get equipped. They get skills that they need even to employ themselves. It's not a matter of just going to a college and then coming out to be employed by somebody else. You can create your own employment. So this is something good and quite commendable. We are also talking of how we strengthen constituency level bursary funds to help needy students. There are some very we had so many young people who are not able to access education just because their parents are not able to pay for secondary school education, the fees. So many other, there is a time I remember so many young people, just after class 8, this student cannot continue with education just because their parents cannot afford. So the coming of the constituency level bursary funds has really helped so much, big time, that every other student must go to school. And I remember it is during their administration with the former President Uhuru Kenyatta that there was the total transition in terms of schools. Total transition from primary school to secondary school, and total transition from secondary schools to now the universities and the tertiary and vocational education training colleges. So nobody alikuwa napotelea hapo katikati. Like, if it is primary school, you are done with your primary school. It's either you will graduate to a university, it's either you will graduate to a college, a normal college, or it is either you will graduate to a technical and vocational education and training center, whereby you could be able to, you will be trained to become whatever you wanted to. Yeah, so quite important, quite commendable, yes. So moving on to the next item, I'm looking at the environmental and land reforms. So the late Honorable and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga advocated for land reform policies, including settlement of squatters and review of land ownership systems. I know the issue of lands in our country has been has been a major problem in many communities, in many regions, in many areas. The issue of land has always been a problem. Issues of people being chased from their settlement areas, squatters. We talk of people having ownership of lands without title deeds. Yeah. So that is one of the things that Baba was able to push for, and we continue looking at them. So now I'm going to take you back to Kasarani Stadium. That is where the body of the late Honorable former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga is expected to be viewed by the citizens of this country, by the people. And right now, as we talk, I can see Kenyans have already made their way into the stadium. That is Kasarani Stadium. And I'm telling you, Kenyans are a big crowd there. I can see lots of Kenyans wako pale, and I believe this is the love that every other person should get. So now the body arrives at Kasarani. Yes, they are now at Kasarani, and we can see so many Kenyans there ready to view the body, already to be part of this mourning process. And therefore, people are many there. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, this is awesome. So if you are just tuning in, the viewing of Raila's body was moved to Kasarani from the earlier planned on place, that is the Parliament buildings. So every other person has headed to Kasarani. I know there are still other people on the way heading to Kasarani. Our leaders, I think the entire leadership of the country, of course, they will be headed there. I can see security officers all over to ensure that there is peace, to ensure that there are no chaos as people watch and give their last respect to the former Prime Minister. So this is quite impressive. Kenyans can do this in peace, and this is what we want, because that is what Baba was really pushing for, that we have a peaceful country, and therefore everybody will be getting that opportunity to view the body of the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. So he is a leader who is every other person, like, is just in the hearts of so many Kenyans. What he did is something that you can never deny, you can never ignore. He was a leader that nobody could ignore. By the way, when he went to for the election for the AUC chairmanship, you saw he garnered a lot of support from different countries, especially in this region, the southern region, and East African region part of this continent. And therefore it means that he is a leader that has inspired so many people. Actually, we say he has inspired not only Kenyans but the whole world, because I know all eyes are on what is happening in Kenya. All eyes, the international eyes, are on what is happening in our country, Kenya, about Raila Amolo Odinga. And therefore Kenyans are heading to Kasarani. Please, if you are still on the way, or if you're watching from home, you can as well, by the way, watch from home, because here we got you covered. Here at Radio Generation, we ensure that you're getting to know everything that is happening. So once the process of viewing the body starts, once the president gets in there, you will also be informed. I can see the stadium is quite big. It's quite big, and the population there, the people, the crowd who are there, guys, this is massive. This is interesting. Yeah, so please, let's continue mourning. This is a leader, the freedom that we are talking about, that we are enjoying, the democracy that we are always pushing for. He has been among the pioneers of such. So a lot, like I have read for you, he did a lot, and has been pushing. Well, I know a majority of Kenyans have known him as an opposition leader, and actually some of them some people call him the father of opposition, because looking at his life story, from when he started politics, he has really always been pushing the government to be accountable, to give Kenyans what they deserve. So that is why he is being referred as the father of the opposition, and he has done quite well in that position, as well as when he joined the government, like what we are seeing right now, what we've been reading here about 2007 and to 2008 to 2013, what he did. Like that time he got into the government, and of course he did quite well. And also while he was in opposition, he has also done great. So many times, because Baba, like we were saying yesterday, had high intelligence. Man, anything he would come out and say, just know it is the truth. I don't know. Yeah, he really had that high intelligence and very reliable. So he comes out and tells you something. So because one of the analysts that I heard the other day here, he talked about the mercenaries that are in our country some times back, and the Baba pointed out, and people were like, they were doubting him until it came out clear that it was indeed true. So many times, by the way, Baba has come out to let the country know of something happening in the country, something that is not in the limelight, but Baba comes out and tells you, now the government is planning to do this, or these leaders are planning to do this, and then later on we realize it is true. So he really helped in making the government, or putting the government in check. And we are hoping that this time around, the people who have been left, and especially in the party ODM, and also the people in opposition, I mean there is a lot to borrow from His Excellency Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga the late. There is a lot, by the way, to borrow about it, because being, of course, in opposition is not an easy job. Well, people say being on opposition is the easiest thing, but also being in opposition is not an easy thing. You know what Baba went through when he was in opposition. The tear gas that amekula ni mingi sana, by the way. Yeah, mambo ni mingi sana amepitia katika opposition, and therefore, with lots of names and so forth. So opposition pia si rahisi pile. So we are asking the people who are taking who took over the mantle of being in opposition, please, keeping the government in check is not also easy. Yeah, you also need to be prepared and ensure that uko na ile resilience, you have that courage. Yeah, because the government has the tools. You only have you only have the voice. Yeah, the government has the tools, the apparatus, everything. They have the tools, the money, the power. But in opposition, because opposition is also good. It's important. It keeps everything in check. It keeps governments in check, because sometimes the leaders can just be cunning. Some of them get the opportunity and forget the welfare of the other citizens in the country. So it's important when we have that check that keeps on reminding them that you are here not for yourself, you are here for the people. So and that is what Baba used to do most of the time, like anashtua serikali kuwakumbusha kwamba you guys, you're not there for yourselves, you are there for the people, and the people need to see accountability in you in terms of the use of their resources, in terms of everything that you are doing. The Kenyans need to also see that accountability. Yeah, I can see Kenyans there in Kasarani. The crowd is quite big. The crowd is massive. People are celebrating. Actually, what would say at 80 and the legacy that Raila Amolo Odinga has left behind, we can tell that it's no longer mourning or crying, but celebrating his life, celebrating what he was able to do for this country. So, which is quite important, and we appreciate that, and that is why Kenyans are coming out in big numbers, in large numbers, to ensure that wako pale, they celebrate together and ensure that we continue. But as Kenyans, let us not forget, there's a lot we can borrow. Let us not forget, as Kenyans, we really need to move this country forward. Like as we were starting, while we were with Brenda Soki, we talked of a song that his Honorable Raila Odinga used to sing about him seeing a place where, as a country, we need to be. Yes, seeing where we needed to be as a country. And although he said that he's not promising that you're going to get there together with him, at least he could appreciate the fact that it's a better future for Kenya. And actually looking at our journey from independence up to date, we appreciate the fact that we have done great. We have done great. We may not be perfect as a country, but we have done great. And that is why having such kind of leaders like Honorable Raila Molo Odinga was quite key. Of anytime we feel like ni kama tunatoka kwa njia, tunashtuana kwamba let's get back to the way. Yeah, so it's quite important, and we continue. This is Radio Generation, the home of hard truth and bold insights. We are headed to the top of the hour. Of course, we will be expecting the news. We will be listening to the news or watching the news, and then later on we shall continue with this conversation, because we've said we will keep you informed, keep you updated of what is happening, and especially at Kasarani. So please do not go far away, because we will be right back after the news bulletin at 3 p.m. So please stay tuned in.
It's 3 o'clock.